This is ABC 27 HD's News at 6.
Tonight, South Georgia families are hard at work cleaning up what's left of their homes after an EF3 tornado swept through the region. I'm Mika Highsmith. Thanks for joining us. More than 30 homes in Lowndes County were damaged, but luckily many families walked out of the rubble without a scratch. Tonight, ABC 27's Patty Santos shows us their first-hand accounts of survival.
This is the place that Randy Knowles and his family called home for 5 decades. Well, as you can see, Saturday's tornado tore it completely to pieces. Now, Randy, his wife, along with 3 other people were able to survive by huddling together underneath this wall. They walked out without a scratch on them. Now, they tell me this is not by random chance, but thanks to a higher power looking over them.
Not a scratch on us.
Wow. Wow.
You could call it lucky or you could call it God, one way or the other.
What do you call it?
God.
It was just like God had his hands around the 5 of us down there in the corner, and we were able to all walk out without the help of rescue workers or anything. When the State Patrol got here, they found us sitting in the truck.
Today, their friends and family are helping them clean up and pick up the pieces. This family is in very good spirits because they tell me this is just all material stuff. They can replace it. They're actually looking to see what they can salvage. But they tell me, you know, all of this stuff, they're going to move it. They're going to rebuild their home and have a home sweet home once again. Of course, this is just one of the many stories of survival in Lowndes County. Reporting from Lowndes County, Patty Santos, ABC 27 HD.
All right, Patty, thank you. Amazing stories of survival there. And we continue to hear more stories from this weekend storm. It's an amazing end to a parent's nightmare. 3 children from the same North Carolina family were sucked from their home by a twister and survived with relatively minor injuries. Tonight, they're being called miracle babies. Jeff Smith has the story.
The girls were half asleep when the hospital van pulled up at Grandma's house. 4-year-old Ayana has stitches in her hand and deep cuts to her face. So does her 3-year-old sister, Amber.
You see, I told you they was going to be happy when we came home.
But they are alive.
We've been in the house 8 years. Everything's been together for our 13-year relationship. Gone in 30 seconds.
LaTanya has no recollection of the twister. She says she remembers being on the 2nd floor, sitting in the hallway.
It started lightning, and I was like, oh my God, I'm gonna die.
The next thing she remembers, she was still sitting down, only now she was on the ground, and only one of her 4 kids was still sitting beside her.
I just held her, and I started rocking, and I started praying. And I didn't know, after that, I just started screaming.
3 of LaTanya's children were sucked out of the house and into the backyard. 7-year-old Jamal was thrown more than 50 feet, dangerously close to Interstate 485.
And the fence separated us from 485, and he was over that fence.
Jamal has bruises all over his body. He was so stiff he could barely sit up from the couch to welcome his baby sister's home. All 4 kids were hospitalized, but no one had serious injuries. Doctors from other floors at the hospital came to their room just to see them and give them a special nickname.
And they looked at them and they couldn't believe it.
They called them miracle babies.
They called them miracle babies.
Even though there was so much devastation in many states from the late week and weekend storms, there are good stories of survival and resilience, I guess you could say, with a lot of the activity that happened. But now we have some fine weather. High pressure usually means stable weather. That's exactly what we've had since Sunday morning. And now we still have a clear sky and some mildness trying to linger. But now that we're past the peak heating hours, those 70s and 60s are easily going to start to become 50s and 40s as we go more towards the late night hours. And that's what's in the night ahead forecast. Staying clear, but temperatures definitely cool enough for sweaters or jackets if you're out late. We'll give you more details about your 7 days ahead coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Cass, thank you. Tonight, some Florida parents are pushing back against a bill designed to give them more power at their child's school. Today, they joined a bipartisan group of state senators at the Capitol attacking the parent trigger bill. As ABC 27's Jerry Hume reports, they say the measure will lead to more charter schools in Florida.
5 Florida moms on a mission today at the Capitol.
Please vote with the parents of Florida and vote against the parent trigger bill.
Asking lawmakers to put a stop to the parent trigger bill. They're a part of several parent groups who say the measure will mean more for-profit charter schools in Florida.
When you involve a corporation who's looking to slice a profit off of per pupil funding dollars, that is going to just further diminish our education system. It becomes about the profit, not about the students.
The legislation allows parents to come up with their own plan to turn around a failing school. Options include firing teachers, closing the school, or even converting it into a charter school.
It has everything to do with laying the groundwork for the hostile corporate takeover of public schools throughout Florida, a direct attack on public education.
The legislation only applies to those schools deemed low performing for the past 3 years. Parents at those schools could trigger a turnaround plan if they get 51% of parents at that school to sign a petition. Michael Trujillo with the Parent Revolution organization says the measure, which has passed in other states, is meant to give parents a say in their children's failing school.
All this does is provide the parents an opportunity to have a voice in that process.
He says it's unlikely parents would choose the for-profit charter school option in Florida.
It's not the most efficient way for a for-profit charter to do it. They're never going to do it. They're not going to do it here in Florida.
The measure has already passed the Florida House. A vote in the Senate could come as early as Tuesday. At the Capitol, Jerry Hume, ABC 27 HD.
Tonight, police need your help finding a woman who they say robbed a local bank. Take a good look. This is a picture of the woman. She's white and about 5 feet 4 inches tall. It happened around 9:45 this morning at the Wells Fargo Bank at the intersection of Tharp and High Road. Police say the woman told the teller she had a weapon and was given an undisclosed amount of cash. We're told no one was hurt during the robbery. If you have any information about this crime, you're asked to call Crime Stoppers. And tonight we're learning funeral arrangements are set for the Florida A&M professor killed this weekend in a car crash. This as students continue to mourn the loss. 59-year-old Sue Dunn Corsale died Friday when her SUV collided with another truck. It happened at the intersection of Capitol Circle Northwest and Tower Road. Corsale had been an adjunct math professor at FAMU since 1994. Tonight her colleagues tell us she was a great person and she will be missed.
She was always cheerful, she was always positive. She took those students that may not have had a lot of confidence in their math skills and made them feel that it was definitely something that they could do and that they deserved to be in the class and they deserved their A or their B. So we are all deeply saddened by her loss, by this loss, and we will definitely miss her.
Corsale, who you see there, leaves behind a daughter, son, and a grandchild. Funeral service will be held tomorrow. That's Tuesday, March 6th, starting at 5 p.m. at Coley's Meadowwood Funeral Home on the 700 block of Timber Lane Road. All right, in less than 14 hours, voters in Bainbridge will be heading to the polls. They will choose whether or not stores there should sell booze on Sundays. Ahead, hear what some area restaurant managers have to say.